You're gonna ask me a question.
Welcome. Here we go. Welcome to Politics NY with Skye Behind the Curtain, where we speak with a bunch of industry insiders about what's going on with them and how government and politics affects everyone. So right now, I'm so happy to be with Hector Garcia, the Senior Director of External Affairs for the Long Island Railroad. And I saw on my LinkedIn that Hector's been with the Long Island Railroad for 30 years. So I'm sure he has a lot of stories for us. So welcome to the show. I'm sure it's been quite the evolution, and we'd love to hear about you, Hector, and your experience and what there is to look forward to with the Long Island Railroad. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, Skye. So yeah, I kind of grew up at the railroad. I've been here 30 years, and I've had multiple careers within the railroad. That's been the beauty of it. I started at 20 as a station cleaner while I was going to school full-time and also in the Marine Reserves. And then I worked my way up from a ticket seller that was in a marketing department. And now, now I'm a senior director of external affairs. So I deal with the public, elected officials, and communities on projects and all types of railroad issues.
It's great. So you know the industry inside out because you've held a lot of different positions with the organization, and now look at you calling the shots.
Well, I'm a facilitator. I consider myself a facilitator.
Yeah. No, it's great in this industry. So tell us, I know there were tell us what happened with COVID and what's happening now coming out of the pandemic, what people can look forward to on the trains.
Yeah, so initially, the world stopped and ridership plummeted, immediately after COVID. By last summer, by 4th of July, we're like about 20% back of normal service. By the fall, we're about 30%. And then we had been at that for a while. Mm-hmm. Most recently, we're like in the 40% range, 40 to 50% range for the traditional, peak ridership. And then on this summer, a positive trend has been the leisure travel, going out to the Hamptons, going out to the beaches. The leisure travel, we're up to like 60 to 70% of normal. So people are using the trains again, just not 9 to 5 every day of the week, but they are riding.
Right, because I know some of the problems that we used to have in life before the virus was about parking at the train stations. But now when I drive by on Long Island, I see a lot of the park. It's easier to get a spot now.
Correct. That's a little sad, but yes, but there you can get a spot now.
So what can people look forward to? Like, what kind of messaging is there for get back on the railroad and get commuting, or do we not see a lot of that?
Well, it depends on what's happening in the city and the world. As employers start having their employees come back, then we're here. We'll be here. Service is slightly reduced, but we're ready to add more service as needed. Mm-hmm. Over the past year, we've been doing a lot of work as the city and the country shut down. The railroad's been up and running trains, and also aggressively constructing projects. So next year, the end of next year is going to be very excited. We have the third track project is going to be completed. East Side Access is going to be open. The new Elmont station is going to be fully completed. So the way we provide service and what we'll be able to do is going to be great. So yes, people aren't going into the city 9 to 5, 5 days a week, but we'll be able to add reverse trains going out to the island to jobs there. Which before, when the focus was always going into the city during rush hours, we were essentially just operating one way. But now we'll be able to go both directions as needed.
Yeah, and so when will that be completed, the third track into Grand Central?
At the end of next year. So by next December, that'll be open. We'll be running trains.
Fantastic. What else do you want to share with us, Hector Garcia from the Long Island Railroad?
Actually, one thing I forgot to mention, one exciting thing is that we launched earlier this year is a test agreement with Alstom, which is for the first time in North America. We're going to be testing retrofitting our train cars, electric train cars, to with batteries to operate in diesel territory. So from Mineola to Oyster Bay is diesel territory. From Huntington to Port Jefferson, from Ronkonkoma to Greenport, and from Babylon to Montauk. Those are all diesel territory. It would cost billions of dollars and many decades to have the funding to fully electrify. But over the next 2 years, if this battery concept works, we'll start with the Oyster Bay branch first, and in a more reasonable, with less investment of dollars required, we'll be able to actually increase service in our lifetimes for the island.
Wow,
so that's a big exciting thing for us.
On electricity.
So it's a battery. So it's taking a train car. So when the electric tracks end, the batteries kick in and then it can keep operating.
Wow. Is there a model for that elsewhere in the country or the state?
It's the first one in North America.
Wow.
In Europe, there's a few in smaller uses, not on a system like our size, but it's being used on a limited basis in Europe. But now we're hoping to bring it to America.
That's really exciting. See, there's a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do. And any advice to anyone sticking it out in a career for 30 years like you have?
Well, it's really up to you. Look for opportunities. You have to be aggressive, and you have to look for opportunities and take them and run with them.
Right. That's life.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Hector Garcia and the Long Island Railroad, for all that you do to keep us moving and going and shaking. And we'll see you out there. Thanks for being part of Behind the Curtain on PoliticsNY with Skye.
Thank you, Kai. Take care.